Today we're going to be talking about variables. Now, when you declare a variable in Python, it can have many different types. I'm going to be going over 5 basic types today. The first type is a int, or an integer. These are whole numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. A float is a decimal number. These are numbers like 1.2, 3 or 4.2, 6.2, 7.7, and so on. Another type of variable is a string. This is just text, such as we can see, my name is VJ. Another type of variable is a Boolean. These are either true or false. The last type of variable I'm going over today is none. If you've used other languages before, this is very similar to null. So when we're creating a variable, we cannot start our variable with a name, such as one name equals, and let's say we want to make a string. So to make a string, I use quotations, and we type in our string. And if I want to print this, I can say print one name. And now when we go over to our terminal, we can run that file by typing Python 3.8, and then that file is variable.py, and if I hit enter, we get an error here. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Like I said before, we cannot start a variable with a number. So if I change this just to name, and I just print name, now when I rerun this, now we get our output, which is VJ. Now for the rest of this tutorial, I'm going to be using the built-in Visual Studio Code terminal, in which I can just hit Control B and it'll run my output down here, as you can see right here. Okay, so let's start out with taking an integer. So we'll say num equals 5, we'll say num2 equals 10, and num3 equals, we'll say num plus num2. Now if we look at this, you'll see that num equates to 5, so 5 gets put right here. Num2 equates to 10, so 10 gets put right here. So when we add those two together, we'll get 15. So let's print out what num3 is. I can see right here we get 15. You can do lots of different types of operations here, such as minus. So if we get 5 minus 10, we'll get negative 5. 5 times 10, we'll get 50. 5 divided by 10, we get 1/2 or 0.5. Now let's go over floats. So float is a decimal number. We can set this as 5.2 and 10.3. Now if we do addition on these two numbers, as you can see, we'll get 15.5. Another way on which you can create a float is you can cast it from an integer. So as you can see right now, num2 is just an int, but if I surround it in float, this will automatically make it a floating point number. So now when I do this again, I get 15.2, and if we want to print the type of what a variable is, I'm going to print num2, comma, and I'm also going to surround it in the type function, and I'm going to print the type of num2. So as you can see, we get 10.0, and we get class of float. This is because Python is an object-oriented programming language, so all variables are actually objects. And this is just saying that this object, num2, is a float. Moving on to strings, again, we'll have my name equal to VJ. Now, you can use double quotes, or you can use single quotes when creating a string. Normally we use single quotes because we want to create less noise in our program, and noise meaning when the human goes to read our script, we want to have as least amount of characters on the screen as possible, so it's easier to read. It's the same thing in photography. You don't want to have as much noise in your program. So set name equal to VJ, and now I'm going to type print name as we saw before, and we get VJ. Now let's say I wanted to add on my age here, so I'll say is space, and let's say I wanted to add my age here. So I wanted to add my age, I'll print plus, and let's say that I'm 20 and if we run this, we get an error. We get a type error. Can only concatenate string, not into string. So concatenation is using this plus sign. I'm trying to add on 20, which is an integer, to this string. And you cannot conflict data types by adding them onto there. So if I wanted to add on my age, I would have to actually put this in quotes to make this a string. Now when we print this, we'll say VJ is 20. There are special characters in strings that we can use as well. One of them being the new line character. You might have seen this before, which is a \n. Now in Python, automatically in these print statements, a \n gets added on to the end. As well as when you create a string, you have a null terminator. Now if I wanted to put in a new line here before my age, I can put \n, and now when I run this, I'll get VJ is, and then the next line, and then 20. There's also another common used special character, and that is \t. When you use \t, it's actually putting a tab in there. So now when we run this, we can see we get a little bit more separation. It's much more easier to see this on this 20 here. Now we can see we get tabbed in line with the is. This is good for formatting out print statements. The next type is a Boolean. So let's say the condition is equal to true. In Python, you set true and false with a capital T or capital F. So we'll say F condition equal to false. So now if we print out condition, you'll see we get true. Now you might think this is a string. So if we want to see the type of it, again we can use type and then pass in condition, and you'll see we get a class of Boolean. To use Booleans, normally we use them in if statements to see if something's going to happen. So I'm going to say if condition is equal to true, then we want to print the condition is true. Else, if the condition is not true, then we'll print out the condition is not true. So now, running this, we get the condition is true, because right here, our condition variable is true. If I were to pass in F condition here instead, this is set to false, so this will not be correct, and it should print the condition is not true, which is what we get right here. The last data type I'm showing today is the none data type. So I'm going to set a variable here called hours worked. I'm going to set this to none. Now let's print out hours worked, and let's print the type of it again. As you can see, we get none and class of none type. Now none type is equal to null, which can be equal to a false Boolean. So again, if we do if hours worked is true, and we can, instead of saying is equal to true here, we can also just say if hours worked, we print hours were worked. If it's false, then we can print no hours worked. So when we run this, it's going to check if hours worked, which is set to none. None equates to null. Null equates to the same Boolean of false. So we should get no hours were worked. No hours were worked. Now there's a couple of fancy things you can do in regards to printing here and declaring variable types. So when you want to declare multiple variables on the same line, we can do something like a comma b and set this equal to 10 comma 5. And here the 10 gets assigned to a and 5 gets assigned to b. So if we print a and b, as you can see right here, we get 10 and 5. Now it doesn't have to be the same type of data type either. We can do x and y, and we can get here high and false. Now when we print x and y, we get high and false. Also, when printing out things like this, you might want to know what type of variable you're looking at. So to do this, we might say something like x is, and then we put a comma here and print out what x is, and then we'll say y is and we'll print out what y is there, put a space in between, and here we get x is high and y is false. Now, with multiple variables, this can get very ugly, and it's not a very good practice to do this. Instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to use an f string. An f string is when we put an f in front of the quotations here, and now we can put in the variables directly into our string using curly braces. So I can say x is curly braces x, and then a couple spaces, y is, and then curly braces y. Now when we run this, as you can see, we get the same result. If I were to uncomment this and run this, we get two of the same exact prints. That's all there is for the basics of variables and data types. In the next lesson, we're going to be covering lists.